Hey, it's Mike Draper with AWC TV, and today we've got a very special guest. We've got Carrie Francois. She's the president of SkyPro, and they are a window cleaning and building cleaning automated. They sell some automated equipment for those types of things. And so we're happy to have you with us, Carrie. Welcome aboard. Thank you for being with us today. So you're the president of SkyPro, and tell us a little bit about your background and how you became the president of SkyPro.
Well, I have several years of experience in sales and marketing and other lines of business, and met up with the owner of the company and we started talking, and SkyPro just needed a little bit of a boost. They weren't doing much marketing, so we wanted to get out there and let the world know that we were there and what we do. And so it just kind of evolved, and I was involved with a lot of different aspects of the company, and now here I am.
Yeah, very nice. So, to explain to those that may not know, so you offer a few different products. Walk us through what those are.
So we have four machines. One is the SkyPro Mini, another is the SkyPro brush machine. We have the SkyPro Mini sprayer, and then the SkyDraw washer. So the Mini and the brush machine used a soft touch foam brush car wash technology. The Mini has a 4-foot cleaning path, and now we have an option for two side brushes, which creates, an 8-foot cleaning path. So that's for the Mini. The brush machine has an 8-foot cleaning path. Those are for taller buildings. So if we can go up to 60 stories with a brush machine. The Mini, we sit at mid to height buildings up to 15 stories, I'd say. The brush machine also has option fans and then optional guidelines that actually hold the machine against the building. So when you get higher up, or if you have a little wind, those options as far as the guidelines help push the machine closer to the building to keep it stabilized.
All right, so those two machines, they're basically like we would think of a car wash brush or something going up the building, right? So that's providing an agitation. And then they're using, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're using DI water then to both clean and then leave a spot-free rinse. Is that right?
That is exactly correct. We do have a chemical injector option as well now on the machines. There are, with window washing and OSHA and all these other regulations these days, and grass and everything else, there are restrictions where some people can't use chemical, but if they can, that is an option.
Okay, so these things basically they start at the bottom then, and you connect it to it, and then it basically goes up the wire, kind of like a suspended scaffolding would. It's got a motor on it, and it pulls it up that wire, and then it cleans the building that way. So you would basically make a pass up and then back down. Is that right?
That's right.
And so that cleaning path is pretty good. So on the Mini, how wide is that?
The standard is 4 foot, but you can have the option to purchase additional side brushes that would double the cleaning path, so 8 feet at that point.
So 8 feet. So you would make an 8-foot swath across the building up and down, and then you'd move it over and do the same. So now, how wide was the bigger machine?
The bigger machine is 8 feet. Those side brushes would create a 13-foot cleaning path.
So a 13-foot cleaning path. All right. And so those two machines with the brushes and that, what are they used for? I mean, what are you cleaning with those?
We're cleaning both the windows and the building itself. So the Mini will go up to 15 stories, and the brush machine will go up to 60 stories. So that's where you're getting into your taller skyscrapers and such.
Okay, so basically that machine then runs up the building. You're cleaning and agitating the building facade, whatever it's made of, also the glass, the framing, everything. So basically, you're going to be able to see a difference when you run that thing up the side of a building versus a place that's clean versus a place that's not clean.
You definitely will see the difference.
Yeah, okay. So the other two machines are interesting. So what are they about? What do they do?
So the Mini sprayer and the SkyDraw washer use a touchless car wash technology. So, you know, almost like a pressure washing system. So the Skydro washer will go up to 15 stories. It's a lighter weight for smaller buildings versus a Skydro washer, which will go up to 25 stories. Both machines can clean from a distance of up to 3 feet.
Okay. And so those two machines, I mean, they really what they are is those that are familiar with pressure washing or building cleaning, it's a surface cleaner, right? It's a surface cleaner turned up. Instead of cleaning horizontally, it's cleaning vertically. So it's got this big bar that goes around, and it's surface cleaning the building.
Yes, spraying the water against the building. Really for some irregular buildings, you know, it's really ideal for cleaning buildings with irregular window offsets, curves, overhangs, you know, recesses, inset glass, things like that, or you know, architectural features that might be difficult or even impossible for traditional window cleaning methods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would think then what PSI can those run up to?
They let me check. Sorry, I don't have that in front of me right now. So the mini sprayer is 900 to 1200 psi, and the psi on the Skydro washer is 3000 to 4000 psi.
All right, so that thing's spinning pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, they would be excellent at really flushing a building, or like you say, if you've got some windows, the brush system, it looks like it's going to be really good on a flat surface. But if you started getting some areas where it wasn't a flat, you know, glass facade, then it might not work as well. But this Skydro washer would, because it's going to blow pressurized water at the glass and help clean it out.
Yes, it's ideal for those, you know, odd buildings or irregular surfaces that the brush machine would not work on.
All right. So how do these machines now, how we said that they attach to the bottom. So the mini, yeah, the winch pulls that up the building basically. And the other ones, the larger units, they basically have a motor on them. And that motor then feeds the wire rope through it as it climbs.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Now, who would buy a machine like this? Is this a building owner that's buying the machine, or is this a building service contractor, window cleaner, pressure washer? Who's buying these machines?
Both. So there are some building owners that will buy them and have their preferred window cleaning company run the machine. You see that a lot more with the brush machines. If they already have davits or, you know, their own rigging in place, you'll see that they just stay at the building. Some of the smaller buildings or window cleaning companies will purchase, even they do purchase all of them, but even with the mini and the mini sprayer, they're all mobile portable machines. So technically you can do that, you know, do one building, then go to the next. But like I said, more often you'll see the brush machine actually stay at the buildings.
All right, and that's that big one. So a 13-foot swath. I mean, that's probably going to stay on the building, right? The minis would be really ideal for a mobile contractor.
They are perfect for a mobile contractor.
Okay, because they'd move them from building to building to building to building. So, all right. So, and I can see a place where these might come in handy with. I mean, I talk to a lot of contractors throughout the entire United States, and the biggest thing that I hear is I need more employees. I need more people. And some of the work that is done, high-rise window cleaning, or even you know, cleaning the exterior facade of a building, it requires some technical skill. And so finding guys, a lot of guys with this technical skill, this might be an area where you would still have to hire guys. Somebody's got to run this, right? But you might be able to help with the labor positioning that everybody's in by having some automation.
It's very true. I mean, you're gonna not have the in-depth training that is required for people descending or manual cleaning. So as far as that's concerned, that would be a a huge benefit for window cleaning companies or contractors.
Yeah. What would be the training required if I was going to use, just say I was going to use the Mini, all right, the Mini brush, and I was going to use it on a building. I mean, what would I be training the guys that are going to be operating it to do? What would need to be, walk us through that. What would they need to do or know? Yeah, would you say that it's still going to be it would be a two-person job? You're going to have a guy probably on the roof, maybe a guy on the ground, and they're going to be monitoring it, or is it more people than that?
Two people.
Two people. Okay, so it's a two-people operation. Once they get the rigging and everything set up top, then the guy on the ground's monitoring the speed, how it's going, and then the guy up top is taking the commands and lowering it up and down.
Yes.
Okay, and so would there be any argument then that there's this opposition, if you will, to automation, or robots are taking humans' jobs, or whatever it may be? Do you get that with this? I mean, do you get that argument?
Occasionally, and my response to that is there's always going to be a need for manual window cleaning. There's buildings that the machines will not work on. You might get into a historical building that has a really soft surface or not appropriate for the machine. I would say, or areas of a building that can't be reached just without a manual window cleaner. So I think that those are a few things that we just can't compete with as far as manual window cleaning. I think the other part is that there's people that have been in the industry for a long time, and maybe it just gets to a point that they have physical limitations that don't allow them to manual window clean it anymore. These systems, these automated systems, would still allow them to be in the industry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. It doesn't. It's a tool, right? I mean, you said it's not going to work on every building, and so it's similar with a water-fed pole, or some of the other tools out there. I mean, they won't work on everything, but it's a tool that you have in your arsenal, and where it works pretty effective then. And so, I mean, really, if you look at it that way, it's not replacing guys, because you still need two guys to run the thing, and also, I mean, it's just a tool. So it would be the difference in a photographer working with a camera versus a drone camera. I mean, the photographer's still needed. It's just the fact that the way that they're taking video or images now is different.
Very true. I think it's, if you look at it another way too, these companies or contractors that go from building to building, they could increase their business as well, because they still would have their jobs which would require manual window cleaners, but this would also allow them to maybe get through some of their buildings with machines a little quicker.
Yeah, and there's no denying there's a labor shortage in our industries. So whether it be pressure wash, any service company, or any especially cleaning company, there's a labor shortage. And so the folks that figure that out in the future, that figure out how to deal with labor shortages, how to still clean buildings and grow their companies with less labor, I just feel like they're going to win.
I think it's a great benefit, and I really agree with that, with what you said. It's just there's so many benefits to, you know, you're having safer technology in ways, you know, it's cost effective. And like I said, you don't have to do a lot of in-depth training. It's really two people operating the machine, and you have them trained in a few hours.
Yeah, and you brought up a point there. I don't know if you want to talk about this or not. If you don't, that's fine. But let's talk about the safety aspects of this just a minute. I mean, we don't have a man deployed over the building. So are the rules and regulations a bit different then for this, because it's not a man over, right? I mean, it's not an employee. So where does OSHA even come in on this?
It's still kind of a gray area in some states. They're not sure how to approach it in every state. It can be different for different buildings, different states, different countries. I really haven't seen any consistency with that. I know that they seem like everybody else to like the safety aspect of it. You still need to be tied back on the roof.
Sure. Sure. So yeah, I mean, there's a rig up top, so that rig would need to be tied back. You still want to set up your drop zones below if the cable snapped or something like that. Anything that would be affected below, you'd want some protection on, maybe some barriers or something that, you know, keep people out of that area. But I definitely got to think that it would affect an employer's work comp, because work comp's another thing I hear about skyrocketing in a lot of states. So we don't have a guy over the building anymore. We just basically have a guy up on a roof. He's not suspended. That's got to impact insurance rates.
Reduce your insurance premiums. I mean, run your business more cost effectively. You don't have the liability, you know, as big of a liability with someone over the side of a building versus someone on the roof just operating a machine.
Yeah, that I can't argue with you there. I mean, I think the guys, and there's always sharp intellectual people that really thrive in I'll call it a crisis. There's an employment crisis in the window cleaning world and building and pressure washer world as well. And the person that emerges and figures out how to clean and clean more buildings and grow his business during that crisis is the one that's going to win.
I believe that is very true. I think that, you know, in the end, it all comes down to profit and numbers.
Yep, that's very true. So that's basically what makes a business go. So very nice. So if guys are interested in, Carrie, if they're interested in learning more about the product or whatever, how do they find you? Where are you at? How's that all go?
Best way to check out our website, skypro.com. There's a lot of great information, some videos, product sheet information, specs. And then from there, we just take interested parties and learn more about their business, learn more about the particular buildings they're cleaning, to really advise them on the best machine that would work for their business or for their building.
All right, so that's skypro.com. And so you can check that out on the web. Carrie, we really appreciate you taking some time, be with us today, explain these automated machines, and we'll look forward to seeing how you progress. We hopefully maybe have you on again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And watch, in about 3 to 6 months, we'll be launching a new machine.
All right, that sounds good, Carrie. Hey, we appreciate you coming on board today. Thank you so much. I'm Mike Draper with AWC TV.
Stay tuned for our next episode of AWC TV by following us on YouTube, Facebook, or our website.